Yo, this is kind of a random video, but I'm on a roll, so let's talk about it. So, how do you get into the gym as a beginner? How do you start working out as a beginner? Well, this was me about 3 years ago. Very close to about 3 years and 1 month. And I'm gonna tell you how I started, what I started to do to see results, etc. All that good shit. But let me give you a breakdown of how I started. So, I actually started out very similar to how I started out everything else in my life. Fucking terribly afraid, generally a visual learner, and not able to bridge that gap between knowledge and action. So, I started watching Ziz. I was watching League, like Donald, Dantes, Stevens, the absolute degenerates. But they had a good amount of muscle. And I want it. I recognize, like, bro, these people are fucking losers. They play League of Legends 14 hours a day. Like, this could be me. So I started listening to hardstyle, all of that shit. And hardstyle videos would have these music videos of this guy who died, but a lot of people know him, and he was insanely aesthetic. He also took steroids, so that's why he died. But his name was Ziz. And I started listening to this music, and it got me fucking pumped. And at the time, I was reading David Goggins, the first book, and I was running a lot. I realized I could push the boundaries of what I thought I could physically do when I put myself through some really fucking. At the time, it was like a mile and a half, okay? But a mile and a half straight run when you've never ran, like in years, that can be rough. But I just told myself, I'm not going to stop until I get to the result. And it turned out I was actually able to. I probably slowed down a shit ton, but I was able to push through that feeling and that self doubt and whatnot. And I really learned something that day. So, same shit applies to training. I didn't know what the fuck I was doing, and I'm really grateful. My friend Jesus, he took me to the gym. I asked him to show me some basic ass exercises, and from there, I fell in love. I didn't really understand anything of what I was doing. I didn't understand how to use certain muscles, how to engage certain muscles, whatnot. This was like, I was a complete noob, okay? But my friend came in, he showed me, we did some chest, we did some triceps, we did some back, whatever. And obviously you can learn how to squat, whatnot. Over time, the people I met at the gym would show me things, I would ask questions. And also I was really fucking interested in the science and how these things work, how building muscle works, how building strength works, the ideal, I guess if you want to say it, the ideal planning of this like routine to actually make you progress. And honestly just the science behind it. I watched a lot of Huberman podcasts about really interesting stuff about human physiology, shit like that. But eventually I fell in love. And eventually I started to feel things correctly. That lat pull down at first, bro, I never felt shit. The thing I mainly felt, I guess, was bicep curls and leg extensions. And I guess bench press at first. But and chest flies. But I'm gonna be honest. I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. And but that's okay. That's perfectly fine because as I progressed, I made baby steps, and those baby steps would compound, and I would learn a shit ton. So maybe at first it was like, okay, move weight like this, right? And then eventually, after watching a shit ton of videos, after watching the pros do it, after going through the technique myself for hours and hours and hours, and feeling what actually works, eventually I came to a conclusion after watching all these videos. Fuck what everyone else says. I'm going to do what feels best, and that's going to generally give me a great idea of what's happening in the gym. So I didn't go by, oh, do this perfect form. I kind of just started to go with the mindset of like, I'm just going to do what feels right. And because I recognized later on humans are different. Like our anatomy is different. Maybe somebody with long femurs, aka really long from their knee to their hip, maybe they need to bend over more during a squat, and it's okay that they need to do that. And little progressions like that make it go from so miserable and dreadful and unfun and fuck I hate this to oh shit this is manageable. And at a certain point I'm just doing the same thing and it's really fun. I've become in love with getting a pump, with getting a shit ton of blood in my muscles. With stimulus is vary, but that specific feeling of you go to failure and the burn is so fucking crazy and then you push out even more and that eccentric is just so fucking hardcore, it's so heavy that you get the most retarded there's no other word for it, it's just a retarded fucking pump, it's a retarded stimulus. I'm obsessed with that. I fucking love that. I discovered that on bicep curls and I didn't apply that for fucking months after I learned. And that's okay. That's the beautiful thing with getting started in the gym. So enough yapping about the backstory of how it all started and the progressions. And maybe I'll show you guys where I'm at today. And you'd be surprised, you can make especially if you're a bigger dude. You got muscle. If you lose some weight, man, you're going to show off a lot of muscle. If you're a skinny dude, you do sit-ups for fucking 2 months, 3 months, bro, you're gonna have a six-pack. Like, you're not gonna have a top-tier physique, okay? But these little things that are gonna make you so happy and keep you going, that are achievable, you could actually get them way faster than you think. And seeing that every single day in the mirror is gonna make you so fucking happy. So, enough with how to get started, how to stay motivated, whatnot. My advice would be get somebody who you know is fit and just do what they do. Because I don't know about you, I'm a very visual learner. Monkey see, monkey do. I fucking love that shit. And then I love doing that and taking the concept and understanding it for myself and applying little tweaks. That is so much fucking fun for me. So, let's get into scheduling. How are you going to start? And I know this is going to sound really, really overwhelming when you think about how many exercises there are and how much shit you have to learn. But I will say that learning phase takes the longest and it's also the most frustrating. Also the most intriguing in a way though. So we could break our body up into two sections technically. Lower half, upper half. The upper half, if we technically consider the front and the back, you got your abs, you got your core, you got your chest, you got your shoulders, you got your biceps, you got your triceps, you got your forearms. You really want to crack out, you got like wrists and neck and whatnot. And then on your back, you got your lats, which are this muscle in the back. Fuck, I don't know if I should take my shirt off. I'll just edit some shit in. So you have your lats, you have your traps, which are these bad boys, and they extend all the way down your back. And you got a shit ton of other minor muscles and whatnot. So, given the fact that there are so many muscles, you would think like, oh shit, I have to do like 30 sets. I have to be in the gym for 3 hours. Believe it or not, you can hit most of these muscles with 1 or 2 exercises. And I'll show you. Well, I'll probably tell you because I'm sore as shit. I'm not going to show you. I can't fucking move my muscles. But you can cover chest, shoulders, triceps, and if you do them a certain way, honestly, your entire body, but you could get an insane chest and shoulder workout with push-ups alone, okay? You could get an insane back, literally your entire back, your lats, your traps, everything. Teres major, minor, whatever the fuck, all of that shit with pull-ups, okay? And now you're thinking like, how do we cover the lower half? Well, that's a great question. I don't know why I stood up. You can't see shit. How do you cover the lower half? And I want you to notice something. All of these exercises have one thing in common. You either need the floor or you need, technically, like, I guess anything could be a floor. You need the floor or like something to hang off of. To literally, something to clench your feet into or clench your hands into. And you're good. That is the basic physics of these movements. It's actually really interesting when it's that simple. So what are you going to do for your lower half? You're going to do squats. What's that going to cover? That's going to cover all of the muscles along your femur, that long ass thing from your knee to your hip that I was describing, aka show the legs. Oh fuck. The quaddies, these bad boys. So your hip flexors, your adductors, your glutes are going to get a stupid workout from squats. You literally hit half of the muscles, maybe more, like 66% of the muscles in your legs from that exercise alone. And you only need, it depends how intense it is. If you're a beginner, they tell you to do 4 sets of everything. So you end up doing like 20 sets because people don't know how close to failure you can go, what failure looks like. But eventually with time you will learn. And honestly, I want to say, if you're a beginner, bro, you need 1 set to failure. And you're good for days. You will literally set the adaptation into motion. And the food that you eat, the muscle protein synthesis that occurs after you eat protein, and generally some carbs and water. I don't know how that stuff works 100%, but you will literally begin building muscle. And if you're fat, you will start turning that fat into muscle. If you are skinny, you will literally start transforming your body. Now, we're missing out on a couple of muscles, okay? But we covered a lot. So push-ups, do chest, shoulders, triceps. And honestly, depending how you do them, it could be your full body. Same thing with pull-ups. Back, traps, forearms, biceps, shoulders, some chest depending how wide. Honestly, some chest with most pull-ups, I feel like. Dude, you're covering everything. Squats, quads, glutes, adductors, hip flexors, fucking you name it. Literally almost everything from your knee up except for the hamstring from behind your knee. And that leaves you with literally like 2 muscles in your legs. Hamstrings, and which you could do with some sort of deadlift movement. If you stretch you could even grow muscle by simply stretching your hamstrings, man, and contracting in that position. I'm not saying that's the best exercise, but eventually, if you load that with weight, you will stretch really far, and as you push up, you will engage those hamstrings. That is called a RDL. If you do a really, really deep stretch RDL, you will have the craziest hamstrings of all time. Look up Jared Feather doing that shit, and you will be happy. For the calves, which most people don't even give a shit about, you could jog. Literally, that's how I built a lot of mine. Which, just like, jogging isn't a good fucking way to build muscle, or you could do standing calf raises, man. So I just literally gave you how to do your entire body in a workout in 3 to 5 movements. 3 main movements, and these are known as compound movements. Anything else, like the standing calf raise or something like a bicep curl, those are isolation movements. Now, if you want to get the most bang for your buck, do the compound movements. Do the push-ups, do the pull-ups, do the squats, do the deadlifts. You don't really have to train much if you do that. If you really want to be a freak, you could do isolation movements. You could do some bicep curls, but don't make the same mistake I made. And as I learned to train with intensity and go to failure, don't do fucking 6 sets per muscle. And yes, I was doing 18 sets of chest plus flies. I was doing 6 for the mid, 6 for the lower, on decline, 6 for the upper on incline bench, and then I would do flies. Now, I don't think I'm perfect in this. I don't even know if I have good genetics for this. Maybe I suck so much ass that I'm literally considering that I don't have good genetics for this. But what I will say is you can make a lot of progress really fucking fast. And I wish if there's anything I could spread to this world, bro, I wish I could show people how simple it is. Literally, you just need a floor. And you need to understand that weight creates something called tension, and tension over a long period of time creates this feeling, this sensation. All of us have felt it, this burning sensation within us after we contract the muscle. That is called lactic acid. The tension plus lactic acid will build you muscle. You go into that burn, you do not shy away from that burn. You go until you cannot move that muscle despite the burn. You are going to get the best results you can possibly achieve. And at that point, I would recommend 1 or 2 sets, and you are fucking golden. It is so simple. It is so easy. And I'm not saying that to be an asshole, because I know starting can be hard. But the reality is, you could do half of your week of exercise in 3 to 6 sets. Literally, depending how intense it is. You go to failure once, you go beyond failure, 1 set, you're good to go for the week. You go to failure, or maybe you stop 1 rep shy and then you go to failure again, you're literally good to go. Your body needs to recover at that point. You don't need to exercise 24 hours a day. You don't need to be in the gym often. The whole point of fitness and looking fit, looking like you have muscle or whatever you want to do, being strong, it's not a quantity equals result type of deal. When dealing with any adaptation in the human body or the human brain, the more you throw at it, the less it's actually going to be prepared to recover, the more damage, the more bullshit it has to sift through. It's going to make it harder. But if you find this great balance of getting this stimulus and going to sleep, getting rest, having your body learn from those experiences, having your body go through that natural process of recovering, which usually losing soreness, if you're really sore, can take 3 days. At adapting to the stimulus and actually building muscle and becoming stronger can take like 5 days. So going to the gym, once you have the basics down of how to perform certain exercises, it turns into a really fun game of trying to constantly calculate, where am I at, how much can I do, it becomes a really fun game of optimizing and min-maxing and theory crafting. And that makes it really fucking fun. And not many people get to that level in one of their hobbies or things that they're good at. And it sucks. Because I feel like, man, so much of our fucking fat fucks, man. Like, I don't have any friends I could go to the fucking gym with. Every time I ask a friend, they're like, no, can't. Too tired. Like, fuck, bro. Even if this is for my own selfish needs, fuck. Now, honestly, I wish more people would start to treat their body like and understand that it is a fucking machine. You can output so much high level effort and work, but you have to treat it and you have to give it certain adaptations and stimulus that are gonna provide that adaptation. You can't just party and go out and drink every weekend. You have to run a little. You have to walk a little. You have to be a human being. You have to be healthy. Now, my advice for anybody beginning in the gym is if you have a friend who has done fitness before, they don't even have to be into it. Just have them show you some exercises. And if you can't do that, well, we have a floor. I think we all know how to do push-ups. Maybe not all of us are strong enough for pull-ups, but you could get some resistance bands. You could potentially go to the gym, try the lat pull down instead. That shit's easier. There's a floor. We can squat. We all know how to squat. Hell, if you're Slavic, that shit was fucking given to you by the gods. Okay? So there is no excuse. And I hope I can motivate even just one person to try. Just do some fucking squats on the floor, bro. It's going to be really fucking hard. You're going to be really tired. But after the endorphins kick in, you're going to feel fucking great. And literally, you do that twice, you do that 3 times to failure. I don't mean like just some arbitrary number. I mean like really push it and try really hard to go as far as you possibly can before you can't do any more squats. And using assistance is great. I use assistance fucking nonstop and my quads are kind of cracked. But literally, you can't do a squat, just fucking hold on to a fucking table, bro. There are so many regressions. Once you realize that a push-up is just a harder version of a push-up on your knees, you can adapt from there. Once you figure out these little hacks to kind of make things less annoying and obnoxious, you're going to start to have a lot of fun. And you're going to see developments in your body pretty fucking fast. And it's going to make you happy. And it's going to create a flywheel loop where you just keep making progress. And that's what we want. And it literally all started from doing some push-ups on the floor, doing some squats on the floor. It doesn't very low barrier to entry. And I think that's why I love fitness so much, man. Because everybody has the potential, but so few fucking people do it, man. And once you recognize how simple it is, man, exercise makes everybody's life better. So, like, why not share that? Anyways, that's how I would approach it if I had to start over again. I would just get started with the most easy shit. Do 1 push-up. Do 1 squat. Can you do more? Okay. Try it next time to do more. And that's it. It'll all work itself out that way. So, if you watched this video, thank you. I appreciate you. Goodbye.